So hi everyone, we're here to tackle about lesson 27, which is gender and activism. Understanding heteronormativity means of relating to or based on the attitude that heterosexuality is the only normal and natural expression of sexuality. This is when we assume that everyone is heterosexual or straight and that it is the standard for everyone. So para mas masabtan na to siya, ang example na ni kay ang dapat na siya nga mag-uyab kay kanang opposite gender jud gani kanang like men and women ra jud siya. So for their point of view, straight people are placed at a privileged group by viewing them as standard or normal. Anyone who does not adhere to that standard or viewed as lesser, like mabilong na ka sa LGBTQ kay ang pananaw na sa mga laing tao kay kanang gamay na kanang less na lang gani murag kanang tani basta mababaw tingin niya murag kanang ikuan pag ka kanang i-discriminate gani ka kay sa imong gender kung asa ka nga belong siya. And for further information about this topic, here is Lucille Blaze Tesorero to discuss furtherly.
So thank you, Miss Tura. So heteronormative, it means normal are the only one who are accepted sa society. Normal, when we say normal, it means straight people, straight man and straight woman. So let's go to normalization. So normalization, it limits a person's choices and freedom. So in our society, straight individuals are labeled as normal people, but since na may labeling or gilabel ang LGBTQ as marginalized, treated inferior, and second class. So nganong gilabel man sila? Nganong gi-limit pud sila? So because before dili ba ya vocal ang mga tao like they are gay or lesbian, so the reason why gitawag og inferior or second class, it's because of the following. First is the nay mga tao nga homophobia, it means they are against those are the people who are against gay people, who are who dislike gay people. Second is transphobia. These are the people who are against transgender or transsexual people. So next is the biphobia. They are the people that are against bisexual people. So in prejudice, they are against people from different background. When we say different background, kana na siyang like sabotable siya like dili is na mga tao nga i-judge ka because of your past, because of your family background, or unsa pa ba. So that's it. And discrimination, we all know that discrimination is an act of making unjustified distinction between human. So next is violence behavior involving physical intended to hurt. So it's so understandable naman. So other hostile acts towards LGBT people, it is attacking or other force by any civilian. So next. So one example of heteronormative violence is the murder of LGBT men and women during the Nazi Holocaust. The Nazi Holocaust is the Germans who killed millions of people. So ang kanilang Holocaust are Germans nga nipatay og millions nga mga tao, and I just know this from Vince nga naa daw kuno story. Ang kanilang Nazi Holocaust ni cause ni siya og violence, and one of the example of this is kato daw naay people nga gipangsulod daw sila og usa ka murag concentration camp. Nya tanan mga tao gipangsulod ngadto din gipangbutngan og gas and gisunog sila tanan. So that is what German people do to gay people. So they like killing them. Next is, so those are from the past days. So in the present days, it means punishing LGBT children for expressing who they are or being vocal about who they are attracted to. While in the workplace, firing, it could mean being fired or not being promoted just because you are not straight. So, 'di ba, unfair kayo sa mga LGBT. They just want to express who they are, but they are still not accepted, especially in their workplace where um one of the sources or one of the source of income. So, and ang worst part is in at home. It could mean being disowned by our family because you're LGBT, or being bullied by your family because you are not masculine enough or feminine enough. So, sakit na gali kay sa part na to na we are not accepted by the society, by the people around us, in homes, in workplace, and anywhere. Plus, di pa jud gidisown pa jud ka sa imong family because you are not straight. So, inana ang mga naagian sa LGBT because of this labeling sa atong society. So, lastly is in politics. It manifests in policies denying LGBT their freedom, such as anti-sodomy law. In many countries where being LGBT is a crime punishable by imprisonment or death. So, it could also mean that absence of laws that would let LGBT live a full life, like being able to marry the person they want to marry or enjoying the same right and privilege that straight families have. So, I hope you understand my report. Now, let me give you to Miss Daisy Villahermosa to report about the challenging heteronormativity through activism. So, thank you.
Thank you, Lucille Blaise Tesorero. So, our topic today is challenging heteronormativity through activism. So, challenging heteronormativity is very common among LGBT, in which, in this case, we must provide safe spaces like working to create an exclusive environment. So, heteronormativity ko no, kay mo niya siya ang romantic and sexual attraction nga ma-fit between people ng opposite sex. And also, it is not any challenging heterosexuality but also questioning the idea nga ang heterosexuality is normal and natural na tanan. So, example is LGBT activism. LGBT activism, social movements, is an advocate of all LGBT people in society. LGBT activism kuno is which tackle the equal rights such as same-sex marriage, the liberation and self-acceptance nga gusto nila i-treat sila as a human. They raise awareness of this kind kasagaran jud baya kay sa LGBT maka-encounter of unfair treatment. So, there are a lot of struggle for LGBT rights nowadays. Mao nang magrally sila, maghimo og platforms through social groups. So, the next is dissent. So, is so powerful, it can make significant changes in our society. Dissent daw is mauni siya ang pag-express og opinion sa isa ka tawo. Mausad ni ang pag-disagree sa tawo. Ang example ani is decision to vote. Kay, it also very powerful man sad kay it is a way to speak up and voice out different opinion. Kay the more tamo storya sa atong mga opinion, magkadugay we can face a lot of changes in the society. Diba? So, the next is homophobia. So, homophobia is the raise awareness of LGBT rights violation. So, mao ni siya ang mga di ganan sa mga gay people o against sila sa mga gays. Nana. So, the next is transphobia. It discusses that there must be no discrimination if sexual orientation and gender identity. So, mao ni siya ang mao sa di siya ang pag-dislike sa mga tao nagpausab or transgender. Mao ni ang mga negative attitudes toward sa transgender. So, ang International Transgender Day of Visibility kay mao ni siya ang celebration of all transgender people and also mag-raise og awareness sa discrimination nga giatubang sa mga transgender people all over the world. Nya ang Transgender Day of Remembrance mao ni is to seek attention to all people who suffer from violence, to honor the memory of all transgender who have been murdered as a result of transphobia. Mao na siya ang Transgender Day of Remembrance. So, the next is June Pride Month, a month dedicated to celebrating the LGBTQ communities worldwide. It is the day of promotion of self-acceptance, equality of all LGBT people. So, thank you guys.